Travis Taylor. I'm a rocket scientist in the space and defense industry here in my hometown of Huntsville, Alabama, where the American space program started. Sometimes big science moves too slow for me, so come the weekend, I set out to solve important problems with my own team of backwoods geniuses. This here's Raj is my best friend. I've known him since grade 6. He went from the Alabama Gifted program to this trailer in the sticks. Now that guy's my daddy. When he wasn't hunting for raccoons, he was fixing up some rocket ships and launching them to the moon. My nephew Michael's so dang smart, he put an engine on a shopping cart. And with gun-toting scientist Pistol Pete, our Rocket City redneck cruise complete.
Hey, is there any more beers in the cooler?
I'm not sure what plans all the guys have for this weekend, but I just know they're gonna go crazy for this idea.
Hey, son.
Out here doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Thought I'd come up with something for us to do.
You know, Charlie, every time he walks up to us, it's something different.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was thinking that we ought to build a reconnaissance platform for an airship.
Satellite photos have changed our world. From online maps to geology, sometimes you want an eye in the sky that's a lot lower than a satellite and a lot more quiet than a spy plane. In my day job, I work for the U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command. There's a program that we have where we're building this big, lighter-than-air craft. It's a high-altitude airship. Huge. It takes a big hangar to hold it. I was wanting to do something that you could get more rapid recon. It fits in the back of a truck. You could drive up, a couple guys deploy it, and get reconnaissance for an immediate tactical situation. So this weekend, I want to build a simple aerial recon platform, a spy airship. It's got to be able to secretly shoot aerial video of the enemy, stream it to a base, and be completely silent.
Do you have an airship?
Well, I was thinking we'd have to build an airship, too. Now, you might could use it for something. Is it legal to use a spy platform to hunt deer? What about hogs?
Everybody needs a good spy platform. I have to give them that.
I was kind of thinking about going off somewhere fishing.
Going fishing? Yeah. Wind's blowing too hard to go fishing.
Travis called me and Michael and meet him over at Daddy's garage, and you know what that means.
Hey. Hey, guys, what's going on? We were thinking about doing a project today. We're going to build an intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platform, an ISR platform that's fairly low altitude.
The idea is to build a platform for short-range recon operations, an eye in the sky. It's got to be mobile, and it can't be detected by radar, so that means it's going to be a balloon. We can fly a balloon attached with surveillance cameras about 400 feet in the air, which can send live video of our troops or enemies back to the ground.
Now, we're sitting there listening to Travis, and we realize nobody knows anything about balloons.
A buddy of mine, his name is Bill Brown. He flies these things all the time, and he said he had a bunch of stuff we could borrow. He actually has a balloon he's going to let us borrow.
So they call Bill Brown. He calls himself a balloonatic.
So he's going to come over here in a little while. Let's just start figuring out how we're going to build the platform.
All right.
Let's do it.
Bill runs a weather balloon program at the University of Alabama.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, come on in.
How's it going?
This is my buddy Bill. He's the balloonatic I was telling y'all about.
I knew that he would have the helium balloons and the fill valves and anything we would need to do this.
Got a weather balloon.
Hey, that's what we were missing.
I just had an idea.
Yep.
For the platform, we might take one of these 5-gallon buckets and get the drill tool, cut it off about this high up, and just use the bottom for the platform.
Michael, this is my fish bait bucket he's talking about cutting.
Well,
we don't have to use
it ain't
that
gonna do you no good, though, Hal. We've been
He
trying
won't let me go fishing, will he?
Yeah, we'll use one of your other important buckets.
He says, cut the bottom out of your bucket. There we go again. Oh, it's my bucket, you know. It's okay, just cut the bottom out of it.
What I'm thinking, you might want to put carbon fiber rods through
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Put an X or something.
And make it got like a weather vane effect on the back. And that
That'd be cool. So it would look like...
it'll steer into the wind.
Yeah, so it would look like here's our platform, right?
We'll add tail fins so it'll automatically align itself to the wind like a weather vane. We'll attach several surveillance cameras that'll record and also stream live video to us down on the ground.
Launching a balloon might sound easy, but we have two big challenges on this project. First, how do you steer a balloon? And second, how do you control the direction and angles of your spy cameras? We'll start off by trying to find the lightest cameras that'll give us the best live video streams.
This is gonna take some thought, so Michael got started on the weather vane, cutting up an old plastic sign. Daddy and Raj on the platform, and Pete and I got started testing out the cameras.
Cell phone. Get Michael.
They wanted to use my phone for this to stream the video, and I kind of know what it feels like to be Papa now, everybody just taking his stuff.
Man, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, gotta get it.
You don't mind.
In addition to Michael's cell phone, which we're gonna stream to a laptop through Wi-Fi, Pete and I were tinkering around with some cameras, and we came up with another approach. Get video down from the platform once it's already aloft. We've got a little spy camera that has an RF transmitter, and it's going to transmit a TV signal on channel 3 of a TV. Is there a little TV receiver? We're going to put an antenna up, and we'll watch that on TV. It's pretty cool. It's basically a closed TV circuit broadcast, like what security cameras use.
Oh, there it is.
What we probably need to do is go to like the backyard or go somewhere and go 400 feet and see which.
Let's see how far I can get with this.
That's not bad. That's great right there. That'll be great spy video right there.
Keep going. Go out towards the street, Bill.
I mean, it's perfect.
Drilling a hole, drilling a hole. It ought to go in that hole and fit just so we can push it and it won't rotate. See, just like that.
I mean, that's perfect.
Once I got the platform ready, ready for the balloon,
Raj, you late for work, man. Perfect.
I had to head off to work.
Raj.
Get me going to work.
All right.
What is it?
Hey, y'all be sweet.
Hey, you're on TV.
So we start putting this thing together, and then Travis says, hey, guys, we got a weight restriction. This thing can't weigh over 12 pounds according to federal regulations. So now we got to go get some scales, and we have to start weighing every component and adding it up before we put the thing together. Makes it much more difficult.
0.8. Oh, it's 8 ounces.
Right, exactly half pound.
Well, here, while you got that thing going, Bill,
There you go.
let's weigh this. Watch out.
You all right? You all right? No. You're
Let her dangle. 15 ounces.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad at all. 15 ounces for the whole weather vane and spacecraft bus.
We caught us a big one.
How many pounds will we get again?
12. Yeah, there's another aspect to the 12 pounds too, is the size balloon that you are letting us borrow it's designed for about 12 pounds or less, right? So we got the 5-gallon bucket and some cross members of graphite rods, and the weather vane keeps always going to the wind, but we need to be able to turn this thing.
While we're trying to figure it out, I got this idea. Why not use tiny fans from a radio-controlled airplane? So we decided to give it a whirl.
Let's see what kind of thrust this thing does.
Pete drags out 2 little old fans about this big around, look like something you would air condition a bird cage with.
All right, Travis, you want to hold that up?
He's going to spread them out.
All right.
I think it's a crazy idea myself. I can't believe these little old fans are going to push anything.
Look at that. Holy cow. Because you just put like 7 volts on those things, and they blow so much air, it's like a giant fan or something, and it'll spin that thing around. I think it's going to be perfect.
Guys, I got to go to work, but I'll be here for your flight day.
Great. Thanks a lot, Bill. Thanks for all the help.
I'm making this apparatus right here so that from here, as we guide it, it can swivel around the balloon, and same as on the bottom. This fan is to keep it always turned towards the wind, just like a wind vane you'd see on a barn or something. That's basically what we've designed here. We're going to mount the electronics all inside the basket, and we've got ourselves a spy balloon.
I'll leave it that thick, Michael, and then we'll just, I'll bore through it. That'll do it.
Look, Michael done gone to sleep. Get up, boy. What are you doing?
Michael?
Where y'all been?
We went to the hardware store. We ain't been gone that long.
So I like what you did. That looks pretty good. Hey, let's do a test on it. Where's that big old squirrel fan? We'll put that fan right here and see if it'll spin it around. This one? Yeah. And Raj got from wherever Raj got it. I never asked Raj too many questions about where he gets stuff.
Look at that. Spun it right around.
Look at that. Oh, well, that just rocked right there.
I mean, it spun it right around, didn't it?
It aligned itself perfect with the headwind. That's exactly what we wanted to do. If you look at a barn weather vane, whatever direction the wind's blowing, it always turns head into the wind. And we want to do that so you can control the platform real easily. So now all we got to do is put the motors on here that we can steer it left or right. They can hold it stable when we point the telescope where we want it to go.
The weather vane works perfectly in the wind, and I'm ready to see how it's going to work.
And why do you got 3 wires here and 2
Well, we
here?
got that RC controller here.
The plug won't plug into that.
We got some adapters.
It's always the case. Just when you think it's all coming together, something goes wrong.
That ain't right. The black and red wire should go there, and these are not in the right place on the connector. Hey, is there any more beers in the cooler?
As we count down to the end of another mind-expanding year, Discovery Science is picking out all your favourite shows to screen back-to-back in the best of 2013. With alien mysteries, gadget spectaculars, and some really rustic rocket men.
There goes. That is so awesome.
The best of 2013. Every day from 3 on Discovery Science. Predicting earthquakes, snuffing out tornadoes, and hacking hurricanes.
Let's make a hurricane.
Join science writer John Rennie and friends
Experiment time.
as they attempt to come up with the brilliant ideas that might just save human life as we know it.
Could there be secrets deep inside the Earth?
Hacking the Planet starts Wednesday the 15th of January, all new and exclusive on Discovery Science.
World's Top 5. All new battles between man's greatest engineering marvels. Which giant ship will conquer the toughest seas? Which megaplane will dominate the skies? And which state-of-the-art train will thunder into the future? Get the facts from our experts, learn the groundbreaking science, and find out who is the best of the best on World's Top 5. Monday at 9, all new on Discovery Science.
Hey, is there any more beers in the cooler?
This weekend, I want to build an aerial recon platform. We're starting off bright and early this morning with our spy airship. After yesterday's setback with the wiring system, Pete says he's figured out the problem, and he went to the hardware store to get the right parts.
So we got these new motors, 3 wires instead of 2, obviously.
Makes a little more sense.
Yeah. All
Is
right.
this one ready to go, Pop on?
Yep.
Looks good enough to me. I put on low. You want on high? Oh, it naturally goes, huh?
It naturally straightens itself right into the wind. Isn't that cool? Now turn them motors on, see what you can do. Hey, look at that. Start getting the cameras and all that and just figure that out.
Now that we know we can steer the platform, it's time to figure out how to mount the payload. This is one of our spy devices.
Pete and I are looking. We've got this HD camera called a GoPro Hero that we're going to put on there. We've got a spy cam that we're going to put on there, and we've got a cell phone camera with a telescope on it. And so we've got 3 cameras. So how are we going to get all that on there so that we can fit it on the platform and Michael can control it? And then I realized, you know, we can make it a solid block.
Using styrofoam as the inner core, because it's really lightweight.
Cut it out in just the right places, get everything lined up, and then we'll put some balsa wood around it and give it a little strength. Right there, look at that. There you go. Look at that. That's sweet. We could still run one for safety across right here. What was this?
Now they've finished the camera box, and we're starting to mount it to the bottom of the platform. It's got a Has it got a clearance drill?
While the guys are finishing up the platform, Travis sends me out for a quick fishing trip in the backyard. All right, let's go limb fishing. We got everything built now. We put it all together. So now Travis wants to test it, but we don't want to use the balloon because we're not ready. We want to do a test run. So we decide, okay, we'll take a rod and reel and throw a weight over the top of the tallest tree we can find, pull a rope up over it, and hang it from there. Now that looks like the perfect limb right up there. I've never been limb fishing before. Maybe I'll catch a squirrel. Oop, didn't hardly get there. I'd put a little more muscle in it than that. Oh, missed the limb. All right, this time we'll get it. Bingo. About time I think, well, this project's right on track and we're getting on time, then somebody reminds me, hey, this thing's got to be mobile.
It needs to all fit in the truck, and you need to be able to get the reconnaissance there at the truck.
So now Raj and I, we got to build a platform to go on the truck.
We're going to raise this balloon up to like 400 feet or even higher, and we're going to be bringing it down and letting it back up, and we don't want to have to pull that tether in by hand. So Raj just happened to have this this cable wheel.
Charlie, before we do anything, what if this balloon is off yonder way, and this line is going that way? Charlie and I were mounting this thing on a board, you know, just permanent there. And I thought, well, what if the line is headed out this way and the truck's pointing this way? You're going to have to be able to turn it.
Hey, that is a good, that's a good point. Tell you what, let's do.
There's a Lazy Susan.
Let's put it on Lazy Susan. Here we go.
So you guys are going to use that as the reel?
Yeah.
I like it.
Daddy and Raj are about done with the truck modification, as the rest of us put the finishing touches on the platform loaded with the surveillance cameras. All right, guys, we've got everything set. Let's go outside and hook it up to the line that Daddy threw over the tree, and let's test it out in the backyard.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on. All right.
I keep it on my rod and reel.
Let's
do it.
Play it, Charlie.
We're about to test the ISR platforms on the fishing line that Charles cast in the trees. The electronics are my biggest concern. I'm actually worried whether the surveillance cameras and the remote control will work. We are about to see.
Uh-oh. You got everything, Pop? Oh.
All right, let's lock this thing down. Right, we're convenient on this thing right here.
Well, you got a good picture of the tree up there.
Sure do. Let's see, how do I make it bigger?
Oh, we can go squirrel hunting.
I think there's going to be a...
I got it now. I got it. Look at that. Both Pete and I were a little bit nervous that none of the video was actually going to work right, or we weren't going to see anything just right. But once we got it up on the test at 70 feet and we saw how good the video was going to be, we both had sort of a sigh of relief. We're pretty excited now about how it's going to look when we get it on the balloon.
We did all the testing and everything we could, but we're not experts with balloons.
Hey, Bill.
There he is. So now we're real happy to see the lunatics show up.
So what we're going to do is run out here in the middle of this field and run it up about 100 feet. All the tests went well, so it's time to launch this surveillance operation. But I'm still anxious because my biggest concern is whether or not the remote controls and the video stream will really work from hundreds of feet in the air. What the other guys don't know is that I've also got something else up my sleeve, and it involves beer and guns.
And into here.
We're using helium. Helium is an inert gas. You can't set it on fire like hydrogen. And we're not going to use a hot air balloon. You have to have a heater in there to raise it up and down and change the temperature and all that. So helium is fine.
Close it off?
Yep.
That's good.
To go. Yep. Set it up in the air.
Get the chute off.
That's nice.
We let it go, and it's great. One enough, two enough.
Okay.
Good picture now.
I was really excited to see the way this thing worked once we got it up in the air. I was kind of scared that we might lose it in a tree.
This thing isn't going in the history books yet. We've still got to see if we can control the spy balloon with the remote controls. That'll be the true test.
Rod, run out yonder and stand in the grass.
Hang on, hang on. Walk out there.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
All right.
You gotta have to hold it a little more. You gotta get him. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
It didn't matter where he ran, I could follow him with that balloon and the controls just anywhere I wanted to go. Hey, wave at us, Rog.
There's Rog right there.
We got hit behind the cedar tree, out in the big eye of the sky.
Give us a big forest jump wave, Rog.
There goes the fella.
Look at him. We're following him great.
You're running like a felon, Rog.
We've got everything working on the balloon. The reconnaissance platform is perfect, sending video back. Rog runs across the field like he's on a TV show, a cop's chasing him or something. Got you, Rog. You can't know where you are. That is awesome. That is awesome. Get out.
Where's my gun?
We've proved that our ISR platform works, but how well will it perform in combat? It's time to take it up a notch. We need to know that this will work in a real combat situation involving tactical military maneuvers. That gives me an idea for a game I've been playing and I hadn't told y'all about.
When Travis mentioned that he had a surprise for us at the end of the build, I was like, what now?
Paintball combat. We're going to divide up into teams, so it's going to be Daddy and Pete against Rog and Michael. I figure that paintball is a simulated combat game, so it's the perfect way to really put our spy balloon to the test, and the winner gets a cooler full of beer. Now, you have a cooler full of beer back here, by the way.
How big a cooler? How big a cooler is it?
This has turned serious all of a sudden. Rog will do anything for that prize, you know?
I'm pretty confident Rog and I are going to win this competition. We're going to get that cooler full of beer.
So here's what we're going to do. The rules of our paintball spy game are simple. Rog and Pete will be blindfolded. Michael and Daddy guide and direct them to shoot at each other, only using the stream video from the spy balloon. First one to kill the other guy gets the beer.
Rog, hold your arm out.
That Peter track. Pete walks straight ahead about 3 steps.
There you go, Rog. Straight forward, Rog. All right, turn left, Rog. Left. All right, straight.
I'm telling Pete how to shoot, and Michael's telling Rog how to shoot.
Rog.
Opposite direction, Pete. Turn the opposite way and shoot.
I'm trying to keep Rog and Pete in the viewing screen, and Papa's talking, and I'm trying to do this and talk to Rog at the same time. There's a lot going on. Give me a shot. Okay. All right, there you go. Hold your gun out in front of you. Rog, fire, Rog, fire.
Right, swing right, Pete. Shoot, swing right, 5 degrees.
Oh, shoot.
Swing right, 10 degrees, and shoot.
Rog, fire, Rog.
Swing right.
I hear him. I got him on the foot.
I wasn't afraid of getting shot with a paintball gun, but I am next time. It kind of hurts.
Ah, we got a kill over here. Let me see.
Got me right here on the foot.
Hey,
What's that crap? What's that?
I want that gun next time.
We got paint right here.
I was like, it's over with. He hit me in the foot. I didn't want to get hit anywhere else.
Roger's dead. Pete, you're the winner. Woo! Way to go, Pete!
You gonna share your beer, Bubba?
You know it.
Once again, my team of backwoods geniuses, they've proved just how awesome they are. We built a reconnaissance platform in a weekend, and we went out and we actually did a reconnaissance mission with it. You know, with technology that's available right now, we could put this in the field in just a matter of weeks.
Tastes like victory. Still tastes like victory.